Hey, it's showtime.
Da 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 da. Bah.
We decided, I wonder what people think. We decided not to do the 30-second countdown today, probably because we were too busy yapping. But
Yeah,
apart from that, it was a professional decision. And we wonder
but
what you thought of
also,
it.
it might be jarring for them just to suddenly see our faces. So, or
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's like really a wonderful experience to see both of our faces suddenly. I don't know.
who knows? Hey, loads of schools on the call today. That's great news. Good to see you all. Please do give us a little comment, say hello, that kind of thing, because it is Christmas after all. Got to say Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas,
Happy
Carl.
Christmas.
How
Or as they
Christmassy are
say
you
in
feeling?
the United States, Merry Christmas. Whatever.
Yeah, there you go. We can do a bit of merry as well. We don't mind a bit of merry. Um, how Christmassy are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10?
I went and got the tree with my daughter, and because we don't have a car, we walked about 6 to 7 blocks carrying a tree, and I thought this would be fine. But between the two of us, it did actually weigh us down a little bit. So we took a lot of breaks, but we got it all decorated last night. Looks nice.
Very nice. That's a very European thing. Go and chop the tree down and bring it home. I like it.
I did not chop it myself. I am not
Hey,
that
listen, let's
not
uh,
that man.
let's keep the illusion there. That would be very Scandi of you. Hey, Mr. Sefton, hello to you too. That's nice to see you here. Please do put your comments in. It's nice to say hello. And but let's go through 3 rules quickly. Carl, you test me.
All right. So Dom, what's rule number one?
Rule number 1 is you can pause us at any time. We like a little waffle. We like a Christmas waffle. And we also like to do things quite fast sometimes, although generally we do try and keep it like pretty steady. We're going to be going back and forth between Kyle and myself, but at any time you can pause because Kyle, would you be offended?
Not at all. Never.
Not in the slightest. There you go. So you can pause just to catch up on what you need to do. Right. Come on. Hit me, Kyle.
Yeah, and speaking of Christmas waffles, I had one just a couple days ago at the Christmas market. My goodness. Yeah,
Very
what's
nice.
rule number two, Dom?
Rule number 2, just in time for Christmas, you can get the Adobe elves to send you swag if you complete your Christmas challenges. We're going to do 2 today. If you complete 2 Christmas challenges, all you have to do is whisper in your teacher's shell-like ear and you will get swag for Christmas. Come on, last one.
All right. Now I know the last one, and the last one is that if you complete the project and then teach somebody else how
Yes.
to do it, wow, then you're going to get the extra special, sweet, perfect, amazing swag, which comes from Santa himself, I've heard.
You're building that up. That's a really, really heavy promise that I'm not sure we can live up to, but hey, you never know. There we go. Nandoli Clowen, Dom and Kyle. That's Happy Christmas, Dom and Kyle in Welsh from our friend Meredith
Oh, that
Jones.
did. Thank you.
Yeah, good man. Right. Let's get a page on the screen. Right. Let me go. Let me go here. There we go. And let me go here. Yes, there it is. Christmas challenges. Now, by the way, if you're looking for the iPad session, you do have an email in your inbox with a separate link for the iPad session. So do go there. But this is the one for Chromebooks, desktops, laptops, all that kind of thing. Please do go and get that. And also, you have a link for the Christmas challenges. Do you know what I've completely forgotten to do?
What?
I've just remembered. I've completely forgotten to put the short link. I tell you what, Carl, while I waffle about this, can you go into banners and set up a short link? Oh, have you got a short link?
Banners, short link. Yes, I will do that. Here, we'll go back to your
Yeah, cool.
share here, and I will set up a short link.
Yeah, the short link is bit.ly/express Christmas. Carl will probably put a scrolly thing on the bottom. bit.ly/express Christmas. And here are all your challenges. Now, there's 4 challenges on here. We're not going to get through all of those today. But this is just so that, after this session, you can carry on your Merry Expressmas and do more stuff. So we've got challenge 1, Snowman Net. That one's good. I like that one. We're going to do this one today, Christmas Card Challenge by the wonderful Kyle. Create your own personalized Christmas card that you can't buy in the shops. And then challenge
Not
3.
yet.
Not yet. This is another one for another day. Snowman drawing. But all the tutorials are there. So after this session, you can go away and look at those. And also the Christmas video is a cool one as well. Some really interesting Christmas traditions around the world. Okay, there it is. Kyle's done it. There you go. bit.ly/express Christmas. I can't remember which one of these we did. There we go. Robindale Integrated Primary. Good stuff. What about you? Glencoed on top. And Litchard Primary. Good stuff. Thank you very much, everybody. Right. Let's get on with the first challenge. And the first one is actually going to be challenge number 2, is it not, Kyle?
That is correct. We're going to do a holiday card, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be using either a photo of yourself, or you could use a photo of anything. I'll go ahead and show you some examples of that too. Okay, Dom?
Hey, I might put a reindeer on the front of mine.
You could. Or a chimpanzee. It doesn't matter.
How Christmassy of you. Yeah, why not?
People have different ideas of what makes a Christmas animal. And, for some people, it could be a baboon. It could be a chipmunk. I don't know. All right.
Yeah. Chimps like Christmas too. Right, let's get Kyle on there then. I'll pop you on there. I think you might have to take off the Christmas banner. Oh, no, I can take it off. Hang on. There we go. Cool. Right then.
Here we are.
Just one more reminder. If you are looking for the iPad session, you do have a link in an email waiting for you. That's where iPad people go with the wonderful Nicole O'Connor. But Chromebook, desktop, laptop are here. Okay. Sorry, Carl.
That's right. Nicole is running the iPad session. So get over there for the iPad, folks. In the meantime, stick around with us for the browser.
Yes.
All right. Now we're going to start with a Christmas card. And I'm here on the homepage for Adobe Express. And there are lots of ways to go about this. I go using templates and so on. But I like to use the little purple plus button here in the top left corner and just get right to what I want. Tap on the plus. And I'm just going to write CARD. Like so.
Yeah.
Voila. Here we go. Card 5 by 7 inches. That sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds perfect.
And I tap on card. It automatically shows up as a portrait. We call that a portrait orientation, which is what I want. If you wanted to do a landscape orientation, which would be flipped 90 degrees, you could always come over here to resize. Okay. And then you could mess around with the size. That's always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But here we go. We're going to do a vertical one together today. And we're going to start with a photograph, and I'm just going to go to search photos and type red, R-E-D. All kinds of pretty stuff. Look at all this.
I was not expecting you to start there.
No, you weren't, eh?
No.
Well, I like to surprise you, Dom.
I know.
Now, what I like is this little guy right here because it's got some sort of sparkly bits. Now, if you want to get specific, you could even say holiday and then red. And see if you get different results. And here you're going to get more of those glittery bits and bobs, okay? And that's what I like. But this is the one I was looking at before, okay? You might want to use something like this. Really, it doesn't matter, folks. If it's red and it's got some glittery goodness, then you're in good shape, okay?
Right.
So I'm going to select, but you know what, Dom? I just changed my mind. We can do that on the fly here. I really like this. See this one right here?
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Holiday
because...
red.
Yeah, it's got some snowflakes on it. Really nice.
Yeah.
However, I want this to be a square. Okay. Now, if you have an image that is not the shape that you want, that's fine because you can use the magical crop tool. And right here, I'm going to select crop. And right away, you're going to see different shapes that you can use. One of which is, ta-da, up here, a square.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I tap on that, and then I tap on my canvas. Look, it's taken that photo I had, and it's basically cropped it into a square. How nice.
Yes, it has.
So that's the start. Now, the last thing I'll do before I kick it over to you is this. I'm going to shrink it down, all right, to about this size here.
Yeah.
And everybody can sort of see what that looks like relative to the rest of the canvas. If it's a little bigger or a little smaller, no worries. You can always change it later. Don't worry about it. And I'm going to place it right about here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So that's the start of my card. Do you want to pick it up from there and repeat the process, or do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, no, I'll repeat. So one of the interesting things about Kyle is that he always forgets to do something, doesn't he?
What did I forget to do, Dom?
What did you forget? You need me to tell you, Kyle?
I didn't name my project.
He didn't name his project. I've named my project. That gets me brownie points, so I'm ahead of the game. Christmas card, rename it, and then you can always find it.
And do you know why I don't name my projects, Dom?
Come on.
I am so excited to start creating stuff that I just dive in and start making it. And I forget about all the piddly bits like, well, time to name it. I just forget about all that admin.
You make it sound like a positive. I don't know how you do that. Right. Okay. Let's so Kyle did went to media and did Holiday Red, and he found that he found one that was up here. I think it was
I like what you've got there. That looks nice.
yeah, well I thought why not actually, because this bit was in the corner, these kind of decals or whatever they are. So I'm going to go to crop and then I'll go to square, but actually what I'll do is move the square over there, so it's kind of like a sort of, because I'm guessing you're doing some kind of box here.
You're correct. It is going to be a box.
Yeah, and I think mine's still too big. Maybe I'm kind of thinking about what size cars was before, so maybe something around about there, maybe a bit smaller even. But then always just bringing it into the center. There you go. Align it to the top of the center. There you go. Let's see what Carl T. Webster's got going on.
All right. Well, let's continue from here. Now, I'm going to take this image and I'm going to duplicate it right here. You have the option under image to duplicate. You have two squares with a plus sign. Just tap on that. And it makes you a nice little duplicate right there. Now, why would I do that? Well, I'll tell you, because I'm going to go back to my cropping options. Okay. Crop. Yes. And we have, under crop, we have some excellent shapes to choose from. One of which is this handy parallelogram right here in the second row under shapes in the middle.
Oh.
Very nice.
Okay.
Now, with this shape, I can, look at this. See what I'm doing there? I'll zoom in. You can see I am making a very narrow parallelogram. See that? I'm dragging from the corners up, down, etc. And what this is going to be is one of the lids for the box. Okay.
Okay. So it's kind of giving it some perspective in a way.
And now once I've done that, look, I can rotate it and I'll make it a little smaller here and just pop it over here on the side. See that?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my little box top there. Pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And you can, take it and you can still, if you double tap inside, you can still use those handles and resize and do all kinds of things to get it exactly the way you want. But this is just a handy little trick.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, once you've got one of them, Dom, you can have another one, right?
You certainly can.
Duplicate it. And now we use our friend flip horizontal right here. Let's flip it along the y-axis, x-axis. Somebody help me with the math. Any math teachers out there?
An axis. I just say an axis and people can choose if they want X or Y.
And I just drag it over to the other side. And now we've got our two box.
Right.
Because something's going to be coming out of the box.
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, let me show you what I was struggling with just there. So if I just go back a couple of steps, I had it. Where did I have it? I had it up here. So I did a bit of cropping like Carl did before. And then I was bringing it down and I was like, oh, this is kind of, there's a little gap here, like just going on here. If I, what is going on there? And I was like, that's not working like Carl's was doing. And then I flipped it. And then I just had to rotate it back again. And then you see that this angle here just fits nicely inside. So, that's a way of getting out of the way. Don't know what angle that should be. That should probably be like, probably a specific 33, maybe something like that. So yeah, that's good. And then if I duplicate it, then I spin it this way and then bring it over this side, but actually probably need to flip it again, actually. So it goes back the other way.
Flip is your friend. There you go.
Yeah, I didn't sort of clock onto that instruction when you gave it, and I was just confused. But actually, once I worked it out, I was like, oh, that's much better. And if you are struggling to get it into position, just use your arrow keys. That's a little bit more precise. So that's cool. Happy with that. That looks really nice.
Good.
Yeah. All right, let's go. What have you got?
All right. So
what have you got for us? Bring us more. Give me more.
Well, we're gonna have a jack in the box here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a spring, and I'm just going to type in, instead of the word spring, because that's also a season, metal, M-A-T-A-L, spring. And that will only bring up photos of actual springs. Okay.
That's a good show.
You can see what that does, right? Because I do not want to use a a seasonal image. Although it's funny because there's still some seasonal images there you can see, right?
Yeah.
But what we're looking for is this kind of thing or this kind of thing right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I use this image, okay, once again, I can use that magical crop tool. So we go to crop. And from here, I don't even have to select a shape. I can just start dragging from the corner and get exactly the part of the photo that I want to be revealed. And then I'll tap over here. Voila. Now, this is a white background image. Now, I've cropped it, but look at the problem I'm facing here. And even if I throw it in the back, if I take this layer and drag it down behind everything else, it may look okay for now, but what happens if I try in the future to change the background color or add something behind it? I've got that white.
It'll have a box around it.
So just go over here to where the little doggy is and tap on remove background, and that will get rid of all that white.
Okay.
Very simple.
Gotcha.
The other thing is it's blue. If you don't like the color, right? If I just kind of want it to look like a regular metal spring with no color, look at this. We have effects.
Okay.
I'll tap on effects, and right here at the top, how perfect is this? Grayscale.
Nice.
Takes all the color away. Now I've got a nice little metal spring. I can size that down a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it works well.
Pop it here. We'll put it at a little bit of an angle because that's going to be more fun. Okay.
Jaunty. It's a jaunty angle.
And there is my spring. Okay. So I'm ready for the next step. You want to give that a try?
Yeah. Let me do that. I mean, I'm there. I've been following you every step of the way, and I love it. One of the things, I just made sure, like you did, I popped it down the layer stack. You can see me doing that on the right-hand side there.
Very nice.
That goes behind the box. And then what happens if I do this? Yeah, you can kind of change. I mean, you can actually just like cut off bits of it as well. Because what I thought actually was this spring is kind of busy at the top, I suppose.
Yeah, you can crop it and show only what you want.
Yeah, I thought that was maybe cleaner. I don't know. And
I think it is.
Yeah, the size of it. Yeah, just play around. I suppose we're going to put something on the top, which is going to obscure the top bit anyway, which is kind of means you don't need to worry about that so much.
We are, and you can adjust it to your heart's content.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, let's go. Keep going. This is going well.
Okay, I'm going to go back to photos under media and do another search, and this time I'm going to search for a pattern, and I'm just going to try green.
That's what you did there. Okay.
Argyle.
Oh, I love a bit of argyle.
Green argyle. It's Argyle, kids, and Argyle. Now you got nice options here. Look at this first one. It's so perfect. I'm just going to tap on that.
Yeah.
And once again, it brings up this image, this nice pattern, which is very holiday, very Christmas. I like it.
Yeah.
And what I want to do again is crop it. And this is the crop tool I'm going to use this time. Go to crop and choose a pentagon. Ta-da!
Right. This is very creative.
It's a really fun way to build. You'll see what we're going to do here. I'm going to resize this a bit. Okay. There we go. I'm going to make it sort of centered with that diamond because I like the way that looks. See that? You don't have to do that, but now there it is. Okay. I'm going to size this down. See this? Drag from the corner. And I'm going to rotate it. There we go. Okay. And just pop it up on top of the spring right there so it feels, pretty natural there. I can resize that and get it exactly where I want. Notice how I've angled it slightly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that is going to be the body for whatever's coming out of this Jack in the Box. It's going to be the body. So we need this body here. And then we're also going to put some arms on there. And for the arms, we're going to use rectangles.
Okay.
And that's really easy because it allows us to use shapes. In Express, you have a whole bunch of shapes you can choose from under elements. If you look over here on the left, you've got media, text, elements. And up here, design assets, backgrounds, and voila, shapes.
Yes.
And look here, rectangle. What could be better? There's my rectangle. You can make it any size you want. You can make it any color you want. I want to make it red, and I want to make it exactly the same red as what's in the sweater. To do that, I'm going to tap on the fill color right here, which is currently black. And up here we have an eyedropper tool, we call it, eyedropper. So you grab that, and as I move it across the canvas, I can select any color I want. I'm going to tap on the red of the sweater, okay? And there, it has automatically changed it. So now if I just size that down and put it over here, I'm going to have a nice arm, put it behind that sweater, and now I've got an arm for my character, okay?
Okay.
So you want to go ahead and do those 2 steps there, get the sweater and then get the arm?
Yeah, I do. Let me get the sweater and get the arm. Right. So I've done a little play around here, and I did get a little picture of I just put Christmas jumper in and then took the background out, and I thought, well, that's, you know, if you're looking for a really easy way, that would be that.
That is a really, I like that, Dom. That's a great idea.
But if you want to test your skills, you're gonna have to do the Carl Webster. So let's where did you actually find your pattern? Was it in Elements or was it in Media?
I just searched for photos. Under photos, I said
Argyle.
I said green or red Argyle.
Okay. So, oh, there we go. It was Argyle pattern. That gets it as well. That's quite Christmassy, which is really handy. So the thing that you did there was you went to crop, and what I thought that was really interesting. It's kind of like a body shape, isn't it? Which is very cool.
That pentagon can be used a number of different ways.
Yeah, I've never thought about doing it like that, really. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop it on the similar sort. It doesn't have to be exactly the same sort of angle, I guess, because there can be a little jauntiness within the jaunt. And then there we go. The jauntiness within the jaunt. And then what Kyle did was he went down to elements. He went to shapes. We go to rectangles. Now, you can see all the rectangles here because the square is a type of rectangle. Let's go for one which has got, like, all the fill in there. And then we're kind of just making it the sort of size that we want. And then did you have yours sticking out like this?
I had it just a little bit more attached to the angled portion of the pentagon there. Yeah, like that.
Did you match the angle?
Not really. No.
No. Okay. I mean, maybe if you want to use 2 fingers to kind of zoom in on your trackpad, that might, if you're a little bit, what's the positive way of saying obsessed by making sure it fits exactly?
If you're picky, if you're
picky, there you go.
Or choosy, or
let's see. There you go. That'll do. That's a nicer way of saying it. But the thing that we really want to focus on is, no one's going to make an Argyle sweater and then put black sleeves on it. That's not going to be a bestseller. You need to match them. Let's go to the fill color, which is currently black. Let's get the dropper tool and then just hover over here. Perfect. Nice. There we go. I'm happy with that.
Looks good.
Maybe I'll just play around with. You don't need to see me playing around. We need to go and watch the master. Let's keep us going. I'll put the other one in, just duplicate and then play around, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've gone ahead and duplicated it and made sure that they're behind the sweater layer, or the body layer.
That's a good tip, and that would mean that I wouldn't have to be so picky.
And I've also already got these circles available to me in the shapes, because I was using shapes. So here we have circles, right? Just
nice.
tap on a circle, and if I just size that circle down, okay, pop it over here. I have a little hand, or a little mitten, hand and a mitten, and I can use the eyedropper tool again and maybe select that green color for the mitten. That looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Now I can just take that and duplicate it again. Let's do that. And we'll have another hand right there on the end of that mitten, on the end of that arm. Sorry. Now we've got 2 mittens. We've got arms. All we need is something for the face. Now you could use a photo of yourself. If you have a photo of yourself, you could do this at home. You could do this in the class if you have access to that kind of photo, or if you have a camera. If not, you could use anything. You could use a face from anywhere. What I'm going to do is bring my own face in and show you that I'm going to remove the background. If you want to use your own images, you go to Media and then Upload from Device right here. So I'm going to go to my desktop, and I have a photo of myself, Kyle, right here, kyle.jpg. Open that up, and there is Kyle. Okay.
Hey, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
All right, now I am going to see what happens if I tell Express that I want to remove the background from this image. Okay, so let's see if it's clever enough to figure that out.
You're looking very wrapped up and all wintry.
Yeah, this was a cold and rainy day at the castle here in Heidelberg. I'm going to crop it.
Your castle. That's cool.
No, I wish. No, it was the 800-year-old castle on the hill.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool. All right, there we go. Now I've cropped it down, but look, I've still got some stuff there that I don't want to be in the picture. Now, this is a really cool thing you can do. If you have a photo and you want to remove some other stuff, look at this over here, erase.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Now, let's tap on that. And here we have a quick selection option. Okay. Now you can check to see if that works. See that? You can just tap on it.
Okay. Yeah, very Photoshop.
Kind of magical. You know, sometimes it gets it right. Sometimes it doesn't.
Hey, that's worked really well for that one.
But that's pretty good. Now, if you have a problem, you can restore. Okay. And you can use a brush. Look at this. I can use a brush and restore. So like it cut off part of my chin right here.
Yeah, look at that chiseled jaw. We can't lose any of that chiseled jaw. That'd be shocking.
No. This beautiful chiseled jaw. Whenever I meet anybody, that's the first thing they say. Look at that jaw.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's the first thing I said to you, I remember.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, I was used to it.
I'm incredibly jealous of your very chiseled jaw.
Hey, I think you've got the chisel going on. All right, now look, we zoom out and let's go back out of the erase function. Now I've got this ready to go. Now it's always funnier if you make the head a little bigger than the body. This is like more comically pleasing. Put that there. And now I've got a little face ready to go on the card. Now you could use, like I said, try a gorilla, try a giraffe, try whatever you want. You could and a nutcracker, do a search for nutcracker and try that. Put a face in there and remove the background. And then if you want to do some erasing and stuff, whatever you like. But that's the gist of it. So how you doing over there, Dom?
Yeah, I'm having loads of fun, and I'm looking forward to showing you. Let me just come back here. Right there, I got it. There we go. Right, so let me go in here. Carl gave me. I wasn't expecting to do this today. This is great. So, I mean, yeah, I haven't used the erase tool for ages now. So I was thinking, well, I haven't got a photo of myself, or I have, but Carl's already showed you that, so let's do something different. So there's loads of different things you can do, but I kind of came across this chap here, and I thought, well, that's fun. But then I thought, oh, that might be tough to remove that because it got red. The reindeer's got a red hat on, and it's also a red background. So I just thought, well, let's try it. Remove background. What's going to come out here?
Oh, the suspense. Not bad.
Not bad. And then I went to erase, and then there was kind of like an odd patch over here. So I just thought, you know what, I'll erase that because I've got my circle brush on rather than quick selection. But if I do my quick selection, now I can click on this side. That's kind of perfect. But when I clicked on this side, it actually took the eye away as well. So like Carl was saying before, you can go to restore, and then you can see all the bits that it's worked on here. And rather than the quick selection brush, go to the circle brush. And then I just need to kind of match up the little corner there. And it's back in again.
Boom.
Click done. Happy days.
Perfect.
Yeah, the only bit that I think maybe needs a little bit of work.
That looks so fun.
Yeah, is maybe the necks of it too long. And I haven't quite worked out whether I should sort of crop the pentagon down or crop the reindeer neck with the erase tool. I'm quite worried.
You can do either one, or you can make the reindeer head really big and be really funny like that. I love it. The reindeer is now. This is my preferred solution for this card, I think.
Well, let's go in and use the circle brush again. There's a little bit of detail here, and then if you can really kind of make it smooth. I mean, that's not the smoothest in the world, to be fair, but you can play around with that.
That looks, it's smooth enough, and then you drag it down on top. Look at that. Oh, man, that's great.
Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it. Oh, this is great. Let's keep going. What else you got for us?
All right, let's go over to elements and let's under design assets, we'll search for starburst, all one word. And
Starburst.
look, we get all kinds of nifty options. Here's one that I like. It's yellow. See this one right here? Put that on there. And
Yeah,
I'm going
but
to put this
Kyle, what's
behind
this for?
everything.
What are you
What's that?
doing this for? What's this for?
Oh, you'll see. This is for adding a
Okay,
little bit of je ne sais quoi
you're
to the
making me
piece. I'm just
nervous.
going to make it about this size. Now, don't worry about it going all the way to the bottom. I'm not concerned about that, and you'll see why in a moment. I'm going to put it about here, okay, behind sort of the center of the sweater there.
Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah.
And I'm going to then drag it all the way down to the bottom. And it's going to be this base for my design, but the colors are crazy. These colors don't make any sense. Not to worry. If you have a photo or an image like a design asset where you can't change the color seemingly, you can still go into the effects like we did earlier.
Yes.
Or that spring. And look here, I've got all these different colors I could use for duotone. And I really like this one right here. And I'll show you why. Because that blue is going to feel really, really good with everything else on that canvas when I reduce the opacity. I'm going to reduce the opacity. So at first it looks like, oh, it's too much contrast and I can't see anything. Well, look over here. We have an opacity slider, folks.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll just put that down to about 39% or whatever you want. Something so that the stuff in the foreground still really pops and really looks good. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
And now I've got a cool background for the card. All righty. So we're just putting these last little pieces together. At the bottom here, I want to have a message. And that's why I wasn't worried about this extending all the way to the bottom of the canvas, because I can add another rectangle. We know where those are under shapes. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Rectangle. Ta-da. I'm going to put that right down here at the base and just pop it up under the box.
So like the box is sitting on it.
That's right. Perfect. And we just need a color that really works. And we have lots of colors to choose from. So if you want to use your eyedropper tool again, for example, maybe I could grab the green from the sweater. And that feels quite nice.
Oh, that's a nice contrast. I like that.
Very nice. And if you want some separation between the box and the rectangle, just to kind of make things even a little bit more, neat and clean, don't forget that for shapes, you can always add borders.
Okay.
And look, I can make a white border right there. I can adjust the thickness of that border, right? Super crazy or nice and thin.
Okay.
And that just gives me a little separation. So this is a nice way to separate out the image from what will be the text. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
And yeah.
Let me have a little go.
Sure.
Okay. So, so Carl went over to elements and then he went to design assets. He searched for starburst. You click that, it goes in there. Now, I kind of thought actually I could just click set as page background. Actually, if it goes over the whole thing, sort of
nicely done.
Yeah,
I love it. Dom is always showing you the time saver. I like it.
And then if you go to effects, do you know one thing? I was like, oh well, you could choose any sort of color, but actually, such is the genius of Kyle. Blue's the only one that kind of really works because the others just clash too much. That clashes with the jumper. That clashes with the box and just makes my head just spin. The orange, the same. But the blue just really just works. And I'm like, there's color theory going on here, and it's a dark art, and Carl knows all of it. But yeah, I suppose there's a light blue there, which would mean maybe you wouldn't necessarily. Maybe is that the same?
The light blue looks really good.
Yeah, the light blue sort of works. It's probably a similar thing to reducing the opacity, I guess. Yeah.
Very similar. You have more control with the opacity. You can get it exactly where you want.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't mind it being a little, because Carl went around 30. I think maybe I'll even go lower, maybe like 20. That cool.
Looks great. It's just enough to add a little bit of energy and action and dynamism to the background.
Yeah, without it being too overpowering for the eye, because that's what was happening with my other colors. Okay, so shapes. Carl's gone for just a rectangle at the bottom. Pop that in there. And then you can stretch and stretch. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go over because that'll be outside of the area. He also put a border on it, didn't he? So let's do a white border. He said, I suppose the only thing with your shape being exactly the same, if I zoom in, exactly the same size as the bottom of that is, that will dictate whether your border appears within the card or just at the top.
Yeah, that's why I made it a bigger rectangle than the canvas.
Yeah, okay. And I'm kind of seeing that now and going, yeah, that's a good idea. So I can just stretch these little bits out and on the bottom as well. And then that gets us where we need to be. Right. In terms of color, did you eyedropper tool it?
I did. I eyedroppered the green of the Argyle sweater.
Yeah, the lighter green.
The lighter green, exactly. But the darker green looks even better, actually. I think I like your choice there better.
Oh, well, let's leave that in. If Kyle T. Webster says it's better, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Right.
Well, I don't know.
Where are we? Show me some text.
All right. So now, if you want to add text, what do? Text. Simple as that. Add your text. And here I'm going to write two things. I'm going to start with just popping up to say, ha ha ha. All right. Now remember, you can take your text and you can make it all sit on one line, and then you can resize it and all this good stuff. I'll put it in about where I want it to be. Okay. Look at these lines again. Remember, you can use these pink lines, these guides, to help you snap things into cetera, et cetera. But I don't think this is the most exciting font. So don't forget, you have about, Dom, here comes the big fact I love to throw out there, over 14,000 fonts to choose from, right?
It wouldn't be a live stream without it.
That's right. Here they all are. My goodness. But you can also go to recommended fonts, and then we can see all kinds of cool things that express things. Hey, maybe this will look good, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I have to say I agree with what Express says. Like, that's kind of fun. Yeah. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Yeah. So many good options. Okay.
I would agree with that.
You like that one?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that I do normally always just go, oh, they chose a good one there. I love that.
Yeah, most of the time. I'll go ahead and make it white. Okay. Cool things you can do. Well, look, you have text effects. So if you don't play around with those, you never know. So you got effects, you've got shadows. So if I just do a classic shadow, that's great. Or I could do a smooth shadow, right? Or a strong shadow. Now, I like strong shadows because they don't have any blurriness to them, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you can even choose the color for your shadow. So gray is kind of gross. That's a little bit just kind of I don't want that. I want to use a color. So let's go to custom, right? And here's that green. Now, if I just select that green for the shadow, you say, oh, it's gone. But look, we'll make it dark.
Okay.
Right over there.
Yeah.
And that way, what I've done is I've used a color for the shadow. Now, I know it's subtle, but it just keeps it from being too dark and too gray and too kind of...
Amazing. Right. Let's just do that quick. Okay. So I did, it just did exactly the same. So if I just come out of it, so add your text, just popping, I've got my caps lock on now, just popping up to say, and then in terms of stretching it out, I'm going to reduce the size, make sure it's all on one line. And then before I bring it down to the green, I'm going to change it to white because that'll mean I can see it, which would be handy. And then pop it in there. Now you'll get all sorts of pink lines. The one you want is the one going from top to bottom, because that means it's centered bang in the center of the card rather than centered to either the reindeer head or the box or whatever. Let's look for a font which is going to look nice and Christmassy. I don't really know what a Christmassy font looks like, but that one looks all right to me. That looks pretty cool. And then Kyle also, if I just select it, he also did a text effect. No, not a text effect. He also did a shadow.
Yep.
Strong shadow, color of the strong shadow. And I mean, this is something that I must say Kyle has taught me in the very short time that I have been witness to his genius, is always just kind of like making sure that it's within the wheelhouse. Oh, what happened there? We have gone wow big there.
I have that happen sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Making sure that the text effect, oh blimey, this has gone all kinds of weirdness. Making sure it's one of the colors within your kind of section. And if I could actually see the side of my Express panel here, I would probably change the distance of that as well. So it was a little bit closer. The shadow was a little bit closer to the text.
Yeah, you can adjust that. Let me show you that if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
So here we are, just popping up to say Merry Christmas. Now, if I select a text and over here, we know that we have a shadow. If I tap on that, and then I go to the strong shadow itself. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Custom. Go there again.
Oh, here, custom.
Again, and then custom you can change. Yeah.
There it is. You got to look for those two little sliders. It looks like a tiny circle on top of a line, on top of a tiny circle on top of a line. And now you can change the distance of that shadow. So maybe, you know, the sun's really, really far away and it is, well, you can't really, but another thing you can do is you can add outlines to text. So if I do this outline, right, then maybe I can reuse that dark green color there. So I'll just select it with the eyedropper tool. And once again, I can play with the outline thickness and do something fun like that, you know, or even like that. Isn't that fun?
Nice. That's cool.
Just popping up to say Merry Christmas. Now, another thing you can do is group things. So let's take this text, hold down the Shift key and grab this text. And then over here, I have this option to group it. Now I've got everything together.
Why are you doing that then? Why have you decided to do that?
I can drag it around. Now I can get it exactly where I want. And I can maybe resize it a little bit. You know, I can do all these things with it together. It also cleans up my layers over here. I don't have to look at too many layers. You can do this if you start working with a lot of layers. Grab stuff, make maybe the body, right? You would want to put things together. So the finishing touch, Dom, do we have time for one quick thing?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
I'd love to put a candy cane in my hand.
Yeah, that's a nice one. You definitely need to do that.
So let's go to Media. And under Photos, we'll search for candy cane. All righty. 109 results. That's quite a few. I'm sure there'll be one in here that's just a plain old candy cane, which is what I'm hoping for. I don't need anything fancy.
If it ever appears.
It will. It'll get there. Come on. Chug, 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 chug.
Come on.
Sometimes what you have to do is if you want to run into this problem, just go ahead and refresh, or you can be patient. There it is. Now we have several different options. This is kind of really doing it for me. I like that. This one's good. This one's good. Remember, some of these you'll probably have to remove a background, but that's not the end of the world.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's looking for ones where the background would be really easy to remove.
Yeah, and in this case, it does have a shadow, right? It's resting on the surface, but it should still be okay, I'm hoping. So we'll take it and try removing the background and see what it does. All right. Let's see. Patience is a virtue, or so I was told. Look at that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to place that candy cane in my hand and rotate it a bit. You know, diagonals always add a bit of excitement. The only problem is it's just sitting up on top of that mitten. And I know you don't hold things like that unless you've been eating the candy cane and it's sticky and it's stuck to your mitten. So let's do this. Here's a trick I want everybody to learn. Let's grab that mitten and duplicate it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just drag it right up on top of the candy cane. And watch this. Make it a little smaller.
Oh, Kyle.
And look at that. Now you've got a little thumb from your mitten just holding that candy cane in place. Isn't that fun?
That is great. Love it.
And there's your card. Voila. Okay. Now, you need to share this with the world. You need to send it out to friends and family, etc. What do? Well, you can go over here to share it. And if you wanted to, you could just create a link by publishing it to the web. And then you could just send that link out to everybody. And wherever they are using their phone, their iPad, their computer, they could just tap on that link and they will see the card. But if you want to send them the actual image instead, you go to download. And here you can save a PNG, which is a really great format for an image like this. Tap on download. It'll save it to wherever your downloads go on your machine. And there you've got your card. Now, of course, this is the bare bones. You can add whatever you want to this. Add more decorations. Add a star in the box. Add all kinds of goodies. But this is kind of the exercise, and I think it's a fun one.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Right. Why don't you show us how to share it quickly? Tell you what, show us how to download it and then share it.
Download.
Easy.
Look at this.
Boom.
There it goes.
There's a happy
I didn't even see it happen.
There.
There was like a sudden whoop, kind of an upward motion with a little graphic, and all of a sudden it's right there. It says, here's your holiday card, .png. And now if I wanted to open that up and take a look at it, right, I could just make a new tab. And let's take a look at our downloads and date added. Here it is. There's my holiday card. Voila.
Oh, I see. We're not seeing that on yours because it's you've only got shared screen.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
There it is. So that is a PNG.
Yeah.
And by the way, these are quite large files. Remember, this is 5 by 7 inches, which doesn't sound that big, but the reason we see it larger on the screen is the number of pixels required to make an image that big. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're going to print something, you want it to be higher resolution. And look, when I zoom in, Dom, I can see a tiny bit of my jacket that I forgot to erase from that photo. So I can always, the beautiful thing about Express is it's all saved, right? I could go in and I could just erase that away, no problem.
Perfect. That's perfect. And then quick share of the project.
Under share, take a look. Publish to web. Here it is, holiday card. Of course, you want to probably name it something a bit more personal. And if I say publish link,
yeah,
and down here, you're going to see a little countdown. It's publishing your design. And what it'll provide you with is a custom URL, which you can copy and paste into whatever you like.
Yeah.
And you're in great shape. But yeah, of course, you can make multiples of these cards. Try different heads, try different designs, try different colors. But it's a fun design idea.
Yeah, for sure. Perfect.
There it is.
Right. Let's that is officially the end of the challenge. Right.
Excellent.
Let's go in here. So that one was challenge 2 on your Christmas challenges page, bit.ly/express Christmas. That was challenge 2. So you have still got a challenge 1 that you can do on there, or you could join us for another live stream next week. That's fine as well. We're doing them, and we'll do the ones we didn't do today next week. So we'll probably do snowman drawing next week as well. And then, but now we're going to do challenge 4, which is the Christmas video. So now this one is about creating a video which celebrates the wonderful and wacky traditions in other countries around the world. So if you click this button here, it will open up there, right? So we've got one for Austria, down the road from Kyle, who's in Germany.
Yeah.
We've got Slovakia, not that far from Kyle either. And then we've got Ethiopia, which is a bit further abroad. And then we've got Australia, which is quite literally the other side of the world. Now, we are going to do, we'll just do like maybe 3 of these.
Sure.
We'll do 3 of them, I think, just to, give you something to get your teeth into, because I want to show you like little tricks. And you can see I've actually put the little tricks in there, removing background on the image and the video, for example. Using text to image, that'll be fun. And this flame flickering one is probably the easiest, but probably the one that I'm most proud of. There you go.
Ooh, I want to see that.
Yeah, it's cool. So how are we going to start this off? Well, I'm in my Christmas card thing. Let's come out of that. Let's go to our home page again. And then you have to press the plus here and then go down to video. That's what we're making. Right. Kyle, what's the first thing I'm going to do?
You're going to name your file.
Yay.
See, I'm learning, Dom. I'm learning, but I'll forget it again next week.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's what we're hoping for. And then, so we've got Christmas video. Now, you can start us off. You start off with something really easy. You can just search for a photo and just put like Christmas in there, something like that. And then see what you get in the middle. I mean, this one's quite cool. Or, whatever you want, really. You're just looking for like a title screen. This one will do. Now, when you've got it in there, you can select it. And just the same as when you're doing like a graphic or something like that, you've got this thing which says set as page background. Okay, set as page background. And it'll resize and do things. If you want to reframe it, you've got a reframe button there. And that's okay. But I'm going to go back to my doc. And I'm just going to grab this Christmas around the world here. Go back in here. And then go to text. Add your text. Paste that in. Now you can't see that. That's not very useful, is it? But if we go to fill, change it to white, and then like Carl said, I mean, there are over 13,000 fonts in the library. But if we just select one that they've chosen for us already, generally that's pretty good. So I mean, I was going to actually put it on 1 line, but I think actually I'm going to put it in 2, and rather than at the top, I'll put it down here. Christmas around the world. That one's not very good, is it? Now you can't really read that very well. Christmas around the. Oh, that's gone. Let's make it. That's
a weird font. I like it.
It is a weird font. It feels sort of Christmassy, maybe because of the Maybe because of the star above the eye. Let's place it right in there. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we can do a bit of voiceover. Now, this is quite a long voiceover. Okay, this first section here. I might not do it all, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that. Now, if I go to add my text, paste in my text there, holy moly, that text is massive. Let's change that to like 30, right? And then scroll back in, and then it's just in the middle there. Okay, now I am going a bit fast, but don't worry, Carl's going to do it again. Okay, so please don't panic and be like, you need to pause. Just chill for a bit and watch it once, and then you'll watch it again. Right, now the reason why I'm putting this text on the screen is not because I want to keep it on there. It's because I actually want to have like an auto cue, so I can read my text on the screen and then get rid of it. Okay, so I'm just going to put it there, right? Then I'm going to go to media, go to audio, and you can see here it says record voiceover. Okay, now before I record my voiceover, you see my little playhead here? Just make sure it's back at the start. Make sure it's at the start there. And then start recording. Easy peasy, because you can read off the screen now. Every culture that celebrates Christmas also has its own festive ways to make the holiday special. Others give, well, I messed that up. Well, that's fine, because you can just press finish recording, and then you can just select it and delete it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Take it back to the start. And actually, I think I'm going to just make it a bit shorter. Every culture that celebrates Christmas also has its own festive ways to make the holiday special. So let's see what they are. There you go. I think my voiceover is way too long, to be perfectly honest. So that one's in there, and you can see it's down the bottom. Now, we have got a situation here that I wanted this voiceover to be the same length as my Christmas Around the World. I can get rid of that text now, select it, get rid of it. And all I have to do to make sure that happens is drag it out. There you go. Nice. Okay. So we've got our first title slide. That's all good. And what else do we want to do? Well, if I go click media again, what you'll see here is that you can go to audio, and rather than record voiceover, search audio and go for something like Christmas. Let's just go Christmas and see what we get. Right. Now. Can you hear that, Carl?
A little bit. Can you do it
again?
Bit.
Yeah. There you go. I kind of put my mic closer. There you go. You'll hear in the background, we've got mics plugged in and things like that. So you don't necessarily hear the music that's in the computer, but you can select whichever one you want. And when you're happy with it, and I like a Christmas bells loop, everyone knows me, loves a Christmas bells loop. So I'm going to put that in there. And what it'll do is automatically just make it the same length as your entire clip, which is good. That's good. Okay. Because that's going to keep on extending every time we put another scene in. Okay. Right. Kyle, where are you at? Can we have a look at yours?
Yeah.
This is a good time to catch up now.
Sure. So I've done the same thing. I went ahead and I went under, I just searched first for Christmas, as Dom suggested.
Did you do that in videos or photos?
I did it in videos.
Nice. Nice
funny
idea.
enough, this came up. It's 2 seconds long. It's a looping video.
Oh, cool.
Where just these little bits are moving.
Nice.
See what I mean?
Yeah, nice. That's
cool. Very subtle, but it felt to me like a sort of title screen.
I love it.
Now here I want to show you something for Christmas Around the World. I typed Christmas, and then I put a return, a hard break there. Christmas Around the World, and here's a time saver that's fun. Look at this. Dynamic text. So let me go back to this is what it looks like before. Christmas Around the World. Not great. Christmas around. Yeah. So we don't want that. We go to dynamic right here under text layout. Folks, if you haven't tried this is a blast. And then look at this. You can take that text and you can resize it, right? I'll move it over here and I'll zoom out so you can see what I'm going to do here. Bloop. And look at this. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Oh, look at all these choices.
I've just done that on mine. That's a good idea.
Okay, so now, because, it's sort of like giving a little hierarchy to things. What are we talking about? Christmas. Okay, so that's big.
Yeah.
Where? Around the world. Okay.
Yeah, very cool.
So there you go. So there's my little title card.
Do a little voiceover just to remind people how to do that.
Yeah, so here we go. Christmas around the world. Every culture that celebrates Christmas. And I like how Dom said, after reading that first sentence, let's check them out. Like, just
that's
sure,
enough.
cut to the chase. What else do you want to say?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and do what Dom did. I'll copy that text. Okay, remember, you can right click and copy, or you can use the keyboard, Command C or Control C. We'll go back here and I'll just make some text, add my text. And like Dom said before, this text is huge. Let's go ahead and knock that down to something like, I think he did 30, right? Or 24, whatever. Make it smaller. And then I can paste in.
Do you know what? That's a much better idea, to change the text size first and then paste in.
Yeah.
That's a much better idea.
All right. Now I can see what that says, and I can just read that out loud.
Yeah.
And once again, if you are going to your media and you want audio, you're going to immediately have this option to record a voiceover. So I will give that a try. Every culture that celebrates Christmas also has its own festive ways to make the holiday special. Let's check some of them out right now.
Maybe a
little bit too much there, Dom. I think
that's
don't
amazing.
have a cup of coffee in the afternoon. That's how you wind up reading.
You tell you what, this is a really good way to show people how to squish that back.
There we go. Now remember, this is a loop. This is looping, right? It's just 2 seconds looping over and over and over again. If I want to, I can just drag all the way to there and say, cool, there, I've got my voiceover long enough for my background. Okay. Now if we slide on back this way, oh no, you know what? I lied.
You might have to like duplicate that or something like that.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. Let's take this on back. There we go. And just take this and duplicate.
Do you know what? Before you do that, delete the place. You could delete the placeholder text and then duplicate. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You just
let's make sure we get rid of that because we don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
If I tap on each of these scenes, I can delete it. Goodbye.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more duplicate on this to make sure that I'm covering my bases, and then from here I can just slide it on back like that.
Yeah, very nice.
Now, if you want to check it out, let's see how it sounds.
Oh yeah, same. Neither of us are broadcasting our audio actually.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll have to do. Do you know what we can do? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, might need to trim that one.
There we go.
Yeah. Right.
And remember, you can pull from these handles here.
Yeah.
To get things exactly where they need to be. Yeah. All right. So now I'm all set. And we're ready for the next scene. Do you want to take that, Dom?
Yeah, cool. Okay. So we've got our opening scene. We've got our voiceover in. I put a soundtrack on the back of mine. So now I want to go to, is it going to show here? There it is. Yes. Right. Austria, Krampus hunts for naughty children. Okay, now Krampus is only slightly terrifying.
Yeah.
So let's go to photos and let's just search for Krampus. Let's see what we get. Okay, look at him. He's absolutely terrifying.
Unbelievable.
Right. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna wait until remove background actually appears. Let's see if we can get it. There it is. If you can click on and click off, sometimes that'll help it. Right. We're going to get Krampus. There they are. Right. That's actually, yes, absolutely terrifying. Right. And then, but I want Krampus to be in like a snowy background. So what I could do is I could could search for a video and be like a snowy forest. See what we get here. I want one that's not actually moving. And one that it looks like Krampus is actually. There you go. This one's quite cool. Right. Stick that one in. And then again, I can go to fit video. Right. Now what you'll see is we've lost Krampus here. But let's just play this video initially. So we've got some snow falling. This is perfect. Right. Let's slide Krampus on the top here. Okay, let's play this scene now. Krampus in a snowy, magical music in the background. Now that's all very good, but my voiceover, if I go back here, is about Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children. So I'm looking for a bad child. So let's go to media again, go to videos, and go. Let's not looking for bad child, I'm looking for a frightened child. So I go like scared boy, something like that. Okay, now I've done this before, and I know that scared boy gives me this dude here, and he, quite frankly, is perfect. I mean, what he's doing without a jacket on in a snowy forest is beyond me, but is perfect. So I'm gonna put that up there. Now, what you'll see if I play this is that kind of his elbow is cut off ever so slightly, but this one over this side is not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to our friends here, our flip horizontal.
Aha.
And that means I can hide the cropped elbow off the screen there. And then also you can use remove background on video as well, which is really handy. Very good for green screen, by the way. Very good for green screen. So let's just stick that one on there. Let it do its magic. And actually, while it's doing its magic, I've got my title here. Cool. I can go to text. I can go to add your text. In Austria, Krampus hunts for naughty children. Now, if I click on it, what am I going to do? Well, I'll probably change the color, but then also put a black outline on it because it is in a forest, a snowy forest where it is white already. And then maybe I'll choose, yeah, this is a bit sort of terrifying. It's kind of got that sort of, what's that vibe? Like the gothic kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's like a book from the 1700s, 1800s,
Yeah, that kind of thing. So here, let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay, so Krampus hunts for naughty children. I'm naughty child there, absolutely terrified, which is good. Now, rather than sort of, I mean, I'll record a little bit of voiceover just so that you can see the process again. So let's click there, start recording. Now, what you'll notice is my playhead's not in the right place. Let's get it back there. Start recording. In Austria, Krampus hunts for naughty children. The half man, half goat comes around to hunt for the bad children. Mixed it up a bit there. Now, what I want to do here is extend out my video. I also want to make sure that my scary boy is still scared in there. So I'm just going to use the playhead to go through. That's all looking good so far. Okay, that all works. And the last thing I'm going to do here is on Krampus, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go down to animation and I'm going to go to looping and I'm just going to, I'm going to make him wiggle. Right, there we go. Now, one of the things when I do make him wiggle, you'll see that he's kind of lifting off the page there. So what I'll do is just bring him down ever so slightly and then just check that his wiggle isn't coming off the page. Oh, there's a little bit of processing going on here. Yeah, hang on. Let's bring it back here, see if that'll make a difference. Okay. Now, one of the things that when I'm actually listening to it, I don't think you can actually hear that, can you, Carl?
No, I can't. Are you sharing the whole window or?
No, I'm not. I'm sharing the whole window instead of the individual one. But one of the things that I'm noticing when I play it back, you see, is that if I click on my music, my voiceover, not my voiceover, my soundtrack is at 100%. Bring that right down, like right down to like anything between like 15 and 20. Because when I go and test it again, I can hear my voiceover, but I can also hear the music in the background. It is background music after all. So there we go. Do you know what? Let's see if you can emulate that one, Kyle, because that's a really chunky one.
All right, let me go back here too. You see where I'm doing here, right? So let's walk back through what I've just done here. I was actually going to swap out my forest because it's a little hard to see what's going on with the forest results there. Right. And actually, I was going to use a photo for that. Right? Let me swap out.
Yeah, I think sometimes the background of photo is easier.
Snowy forest. Actually, I could probably also say dark. I don't know if that was an adjective that you used.
No, I didn't actually.
A dark snowy forest might be, or I could also do dark winter forest. Try coming up with different ways to search for things and you'll get different results. Here's a little owl. We don't want him though. We want Krampus. Now, in the meantime, what I've done with Krampus is I used exactly the same photo as you. And I, instead of using just the way it comes with the went to effects, and I used a duotone right here. I just thought that kind of was an interesting touch, but maybe this is better. Maybe the full color is just better. It's just so scary. I thought maybe that
it is a bit terrifying, isn't it?
Creepy, but a little less so. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just that red face, you know, with the I don't know, the goat hair or whatever he's got going on there. What is he? Is he part goat or something?
He's half man, half goat. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So look, we have different forest options here. This one's creepy. This one's creepy. This one's really fun.
The green one's great.
What's that?
The green one looks great.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to grab. There it is.
Yeah.
I'll pop that right there. I can delete my other background now.
Page background.
What's that?
Set that as page background if you click on the green one.
Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Oh, there we go. Very
nice. That's even more terrifying.
It's got skulls, which I didn't even know were there. We'll make her bigger so she's in the extreme foreground there.
Yeah, nice.
And for this I typed scared kid and then I removed the background. Okay.
Right.
And here's our Krampus. So now we've got a good setup going here. I'll go ahead and do what you did. I'll add the animation and have him just sort of wiggle or do something scary. We've got bob, jitter, pulse, wiggle. I think that's kind of good.
Yeah, that's good.
You can change the speed.
Yeah.
You know, a little more slow. There. Yeah. Oh gosh, here comes Krampus. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could even have her pop in from the bottom, maybe.
True. Yeah. That's
right. Nice. Show your layer timing, right? Show your layer timing right here. Excuse me. So I can take this little playhead here, and we'll pop it ahead a little bit so that we see Krampus, okay? And we can have our kid just pop up and say, ay, I don't like this. And we're going to animate her. We go to animation, and this will be an animate in, right?
Yes.
And you can have her rise. Whoa, oh my gosh.
Nice.
Like that. Okay. All right. A little faster. Okay. And if you look at that in the timing, that looks like this. You hit play and you say, there's Krampus. I'm scared. Okay.
Very cool.
And here we have our narration. In Austria and parts of Germany, St. Nicholas gives kids Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for bad children. So I think what you did was good. In Austria and parts of Germany, comma, Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and copy that text so I know what I'm looking at. And I'll go ahead and add my text. And once again, we'll resize that text right here. We'll just take it and say, I don't know, maybe 40 is good. And I'll copy, paste my text in.
Yeah.
And now I can read that.
Yeah.
And I like what you just go ahead and swap it out, make it white if that's the easiest thing for you to read. Ta-da. And here under our media, we go back to audio and record voiceover.
Very cool.
All right, here we go. Start.
Krampus, the half man, half goat, comes around to hunt for the bad children in Austria and parts of Germany.
Nice work.
Totally inconsistent from the first thing I read, but you know, we're just having fun.
Oh, look at that. It fits really nicely.
Pretty nicely there. I got lucky. I got lucky. Luck is always part of the equation. Okay. And can you hear what's happening when I play stuff, by the way? Is it coming across?
No, neither of us have. We've got whole screen instead of tab. You do need tab, I think.
It's the tab. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and switch to tab if I want to. I'll kick it back over to you, and I'll switch to tab, and then everybody can hear it.
Yeah, cool. All righty, so I've done that one. Now, this is the last one I'm going to show you because you can spend so much time on this. I just want to show you different things that you can try. Okay. So the text to image. Do you know what? Am I going to do that one? Do you know what? I think I'm going to do the flame flickering one. Ethiopia Christmas processions, right? So I'll take that one. This one I just think is such a neat little trick. So I'm going to go to my third scene here. It's already in by default. Now, what am I going to do? Well, in order to do this one, I'm going to go to my page, and this is what I'm looking for, this image here. So I'm going to right-click it. You can save the image, you can copy it, and then go back and just paste it in here. So this is called, what is it? Ghana or Gena in Ethiopia. So let's click it and set this page background. Wonderful. Right. Now I'm going to go to text. I'm going to add my text, pop that in. Oh, no, because I've copied something in the meantime. So let me go back and copy Ethiopia Christmas processions again. Pop it in there. Change the full color to white. Probably put an outline of black on it. Yeah, that just makes it stand out. And then give it a different font. I like... Which one do I like? I kind of like that one. That's cool. There's something about the arches there makes it feel sort of churchy, I suppose, which is cool. And then, because it is a religious procession after all, let's bring it down. There we go. Ethiopia Christmas processions. This time I might actually put it at the bottom. That'll do. Okay, now, one of the things that I really like about this, I won't take up time doing the voiceover. What I will do, though, is go to Elements, and then in Design Assets, go to Flame. Okay, now I thought this was really cool. There's some like cartoony flames, but also if you go a little further down, there's actually like a very realistic looking flame. So if I click that and bring it in there, and you're thinking, well, why are you doing this? Well,
ooh,
yeah.
Look at that.
Are you seeing my vibe?
This is so great.
Isn't it? I just thought this was such a nice idea. And I don't know where it came from. Divine inspiration at Christmas, it must have been. And one of the things I liked about it is because you can put them on top of like different flames. And if you resize it and even flip them, they just look a little bit different to each other. Get the kind of size you're looking for. And then once you've got a few in place, I'll do one more. Okay. And then maybe I'll flip that one. Yeah, and maybe just change the angle ever so slightly and change the size ever so slightly, because all of these flames are a little bit different sizes.
Perfect. This is such a great technique.
Yeah, I was really pleased with it, actually. And then, yeah, just get them in the right place. And then one by one, animate them. So Flicker is in there. Flicker's actually not the best one, I think. Actually, which one was it? It was... Jitter was a good one. I was into that one, so that works. Here, I could try a different one. Animation, not in. It needs to be looping. It needs to go through the whole thing. Not Bob. I'll try Flicker again. Because the thing with Flicker is that if it flickers, there's still a flame behind it. So it flickers, but it doesn't kind of, it doesn't completely disappear because you put it on top of a flame already. And you could like blink one. That's kind of nice one, actually. I think I'll do the blink and just bring everything down so it's ever so subtle. So then when you do play it,
oh, I love that.
Is that a photo or is that a video? I can't quite tell. And actually,
it's really subtle, really subtle.
There's loads on there, so you can kind of build up a different picture of it, which is cool. I'll do one more thing, actually, because I'm very conscious that we're at the end. Christmas around the world. One of this Slovakia carp for dinner. I mean, this one is one is real.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So in Slovakia and different parts of Central Europe, they buy a carp, so a big fish, and they let it live in the bathtub for a couple of days before releasing it.
No one takes a bath for 2 years.
So, let me get rid of that. So let me just show you what I did for that. I went to media, I went to photos, I went to text for image. I did a landscape, which would be the same, or was it widescreen? 16 by 9, yes. And then describe what you'd like to see. So I want to say bathroom with Christmas decorations and a huge bathtub in the middle of the room. Okay, digital art. Let's try that. Or you could change this to photo and digital art, and then generate. And then this will give you, rather than having to search for a photo,
Right.
and there is a photo in the Christmas challenge page. If you go back here, there's one there. You can use that. But I thought what would be quite nice here is actually if you, yeah. And I'm looking for one where the bathtub is kind of big enough in the center that I can put. I'm just waiting for a couple of more images to kind of generate themselves, but where the bathtub is big enough for you to actually animate your own fish in there. Which is cool.
Yeah, and you could even, in the future, I know we're adding more animation options. It could jump out and then back.
Yeah, exactly. And this one isn't quite as isn't quite what I was really hoping for. I guess I wanted it to be bigger. I wanted the bathtub to be bigger, but once you've got that, you can go over to, you could go to elements design. Actually, you go to fish, something like that, and then.
Perfect.
You can stick your fish in there.
Yeah.
That bathtub isn't quite the one I was hoping for, but I could crop it. Could crop it at the bottom or something like that. Yeah, not quite working for me there.
You could even copy the photo of the background image and crop all the way down to the bathtub edge and have that as a layer above the fish, and the fish could pop up and down, and it would look, if you align it just right, you would actually be able to do a masking job there.
Yeah, that is true. You're absolutely right. But like just to get something on there, you could just have something doing a wiggle. There you go. That's probably one of the weirdest things you'll do this Christmas is animate a fish in a bathtub. So there you go. When you've done all of that kind of stuff, I know we're bang on time now, so I'm going to show you how to share. You can press download and let that happen, or you can press share, send it to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or publish to web. And then you just publish link and it'll do its thing. If you want to allow others to remix, if you want other people to try your stuff out, you just click that little slider on, and then you can publish your link and it will do it in the background. But in the meantime, I would definitely be going in there and probably trying to find a different text to image here. I think here we go. Yeah, none of these baths are quite as central as I might like them. I want to see the bath, so kind of almost from a bird's eye view. So I could even put bird's eye view in the text.
Yeah, you can get hyper specific.
Yeah, so maybe that would give us something else. Who knows? Right, but there you go. That was a half-finished video for your challenge number 2 for today.
That's okay. Everyone understands the process, and you can add as many scenes as you want, or as few. It's really fun.
That just came up. That'd be cool.
Aha! Look at that. That's perfect.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And then you've got your little thing there, and then yes. That's totally bonkers. I love it. And then all you have to do is put your text on, put your voiceover on, and Father Christmas is your uncle. So there you go. Perfect. All done and dusted. A few minutes over, but there you go. What do we need to remember, Kyle?
Remember, please, to tell us that you finished the projects and that you're maybe hopefully teaching them to somebody. And let us know, teachers and students alike. Tell your teachers you finished, show the work, share the work. And please, if you have the time and the interest, let us see what you've done, because we love to show everybody the cool stuff that you've all been creating. It's really fun.
Yeah, diolch yn fawr from Nadolig Llawen. That is brilliant. Thanks for everyone in Pontypool and everyone else who was watching. What was the last thing I was going to say? Yeah, the 2 challenges that we didn't do today, we'll do next week. So if you want to come to another session next week, come along, sign up. We'll know the link. You've got it already. But other than that, that's enough from us. What do you say, Carl?
I think we did a great job. I'm going to give us both an A+, Dom.
Nice. Happy Christmas, one and all. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.
Bye.